I'm Rich Pandis, and I build giant scale model aircraft. Hey, what we have here is the Joe Sadia ME-262 A1 version, and this is a 106-inch wingspan. I'm running it on twin 12S systems. I'm using the Aeronaut TF4000 fan with the Castle HV160 speed controller and the Steve New Motors 1527s. This aircraft is using the Thunder Power 45C 6500 milliamp batteries. I'm using obviously 2 sets of those. For guidance, I'm using the JR12X and the Power Expander Smart Fly system with redundant A123 batteries on the receiver. This aircraft weighs about 38 pounds, and I'm getting about 34 to 36 pounds of thrust with this aircraft. This aircraft originally was a ducted fan aircraft that I purchased and completely refurbished, rebuilt, redid everything. Everything on here was redone. New paint job, new servos, new control horns, new motors, a complete rebuild from the ground up. Todd Burley did the heavy lifting on the paint in here. Todd Burley's a Top Gun winner back in 2006. Jeff Fastbinder helped me out with the EDF install and also with some of the first maiden flights. I based this aircraft on a German squadron called JG7, and JG7 was one of the first operational ME-262 jet fighter squadrons during World War II. This particular one was captured by the Allies in April of 1945, and it was flown by the group adjutant, a guy named Gunther Wegmann. What was real distinctive about this squadron was these 2 markings here, the red and the blue. In 1945, there was an order put out by the Luftwaffe that all units that were in the to fight in the defense of the Reich, is what they called it, were to have unit identification. Most of all the Homeland fighter units had this, and this is the colors that JG7 was designated to use. It's one reason I really chose this aircraft, because I think these colors really stand out. They look real sharp, and just because it's one of the first operational squadrons. Also, something distinctive about this is this chevron. And this chevron, what that means is it's assigned to the group adjutant of the squadron. In this case, the pilot was a guy named Gunther Wegmann. Wegmann only had about 6 kills, so he wasn't one of their top scoring aces, but I chose this scheme on this aircraft just because of the defense of the Reich bands, the squadron emblems, and just how everything looked. Talking about the fans, I'm using the Aeronaut TF4000 fans, and these are carbon fiber fans out of Germany. These fans put out about, they're advertising about 17 pounds of thrust. I think that's fairly accurate per side. One of the huge technical issues that I had to overcome with this is 2.5 years ago when I started this project, batteries were only putting out 30C discharge, and 30C just was not enough. They weren't having the milliamp capacity or the discharge capacity for this aircraft. So when the 45C came out, that really helped this project along. Also, a real technical issue that we had to come up with is, the fans are here in the nacelle, but my batteries are in the fuselage. So I have a very long lead that runs from my fan to the live pose, and that caused some problems with spiking speed controllers and blowing speed controllers. Tamjet has a product, it's a Tamjet capacitor that I put on the leads, and that solved the problem. It absorbs the energy so you don't have a energy spike along the long leads and blow out your speed controller. Also, cooling is real important on this aircraft. I left my gun port hood open so the air could flow in across my batteries. I also have the nose gear door off so cool air can come in. And of course, it's important to have an exit, and I have an exit on the bottom of the fuselage for the air. I also want to talk a little bit about this Ace of Iron pilots. He took about 3 months to paint, and my brother painted him. My brother's a commander in the Navy, and these Ace of Iron pilots come as just a blank, plastic, white piece of plastic, so it takes several weeks, several months in this case, to get a really good paint job on him. He's real sharp. He looks real good. So far, I'm real happy with the performance of this airplane. It was about a 2.5 year project. Lots of ups and downs, lots of learning curve. The technology 2.5 years ago is not where it is today. The prices are come way down and the technology's come way up. So it's just almost a real feat of technology to get this thing off the ground. I'm real happy with the performance and all the help. Again, it's real team effort here. Todd Burley, Jeff Fasper, Binder, and myself working on this.
This is the ME-262 twin turbines, and we were able to mask the sink of the fuel so we don't get caught. Actually, it's electric. This is built by Rich Pandis, Jeff Fassbinder flying it, and they tested it out on the lake bed, so it's got several flights on it, and one of the more difficult scale models to actually convert to electric and fly, let alone even the turbine versions. Not too many of them were successful. They've done a lot of work, a lot of motor changes, a lot of battery configurations to get the performance and the power that they have today. Here we go, nice, low photo pass from the right. Bring it down, Jeff. That may be the only opportunity you have to see an ME-262 fly. It was one of the fastest jets in World War II, and unfortunately, or fortunately for us, the Air Command decided to use it as a bomber instead of a fighter, because it was actually faster than anything we had in the air at the time. If you want to see an ME-262 today in real life, there are 3 in the U.S. in various museums. There is a company that is manufacturing a 2-seat and a single-seat version, and to my knowledge, they've only actually sold 1 of each. Yeah, that's pretty, Jeff. Okay, Rich has 12 LiPo batteries on each motor, so he's got lots of power. Jeff dropping the gear. This will be a gear pass. 525 miles an hour in actual full-size configuration. What makes this model a little scary, and even the full-size, the landing, the engines are so close to the ground. This is about the time I would say, here, you take it. Beautiful job. Jeff Fassbinder flying Rich Pandis ME-262 twin electric ducted fan. Really nice.